Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I'm glad you're well from wherever you watch this channel. So Edwin Sifuna cited lack of seriousness in how William Ruto selected team members that are going to represent the other faction of the bipartisan talk. So in a Twitter, this is what Edwin Sifuna said. In gauging Ruto's seriousness with the so-called bipartisan dialogue he himself called for, three things. The insistence on a purely parliamentary process is a red flag. 2. The inclusion of Honorable Keynan in his team is absolute bad faith and a slap in the face. 3. The refusal to do anything to lower the price of unga is a deal breaker. Ni hayo tu. That is what Edwin Sifuna posted in his Twitter handle. So I want us to break down these three things that Edwin Sifuna has listed in that tweet as to having been a reason why he thinks that William Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza fractions are not serious. But before we get to that analysis, please, if you're a first-time viewer or if you're a regular viewer who also subscribe to this channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button, and also don't forget to give us a like, and don't forget to also hit the notification bell so that every time we upload such videos, you will always become the first person to get notified. Now, the three things. 1, the insistence on a purely parliamentary process is a red flag. Personally, I agree with Edwin Sifuna. That's a red flag. Why is William Ruto insisting on a parliamentary process and not a non-parliamentary process? Mind you, this whole thing, bipartisan talk, this whole issue is supposed to be addressed by all Kenyans. We've seen churches, Muslim community, we've seen civil society, we've seen former presidential flag bearers come out to the public and say they would like to be part and parcel of this discussion. By taking this issue to the parliament only gives the parliamentarians mandate to talk about this issue. Now, this is a grave issue that is affecting the whole of Kenya. So what Edwin Sifuna is talking about, the insistence on a purely parliamentary process, a red flag, what he refers to there, I think is something that makes sense. William Ruto knows very well that he subjects this talk to outside the parliament, then atakuwa amepigwa bao. And hataki kupigwa bao kabisa, and perhaps this explains why he wants to handle this thing out in the parliament, because he knows that the speaker is a Kenya Kwanza member. The majority of those people in the Kenya Kwanza are the ones who form the members of parliament in that National Assembly. So he knows that should he take the direction of the parliamentary approach, then at a score. But if he takes it outside the parliament, at a score. So what Ruto is trying to achieve is trying to deny Raila Amolo Odinga mileage. Because right now, the truth of the matter is that should elections be held today, hata wakirig, Raila atashinda hivyo hivyo. So the second point that Edwin Sifuna has touched on as to having a reason why he thinks that William Ruto is not being honest is that the inclusion of Honorable Keynan in his team is absolute bad faith and a slap in the face. Allow me to remind you that Keynan is a nominated member of parliament for the Elders constituency. He is a member of Jubilee, and Jubilee is a member of Azimio. So Ruto decided to pick Keynan and put the nominated member of parliament in that committee or in that formation, and this to Azimio is like what Sifuna says is a slap. It's a slap in the face. Picking Keynan, who is already a headliner, someone who has defied the party's position and went to work with the Kenya Kwanza, is not someone who was supposed to be included in that formation. Mind you, Keynan is still part of Azimio, and now calling for and then appointing Keynan to be able to champion those agendas of the Kenya Kwanza, and is what Edwin Sifuna anaona kwamba haiwezekani. So the third point in that tweet, the third point is refusal to do anything to lower the price of unga is a deal breaker. Ni hayo tu. So this tweet was posted after William Ruto's sentiments about Kenya haina pesa completely, meaning the issue of subsidy ni kitu haiwezi kufanyika because Kenya haina pesa. There is a time I saw a certain video from the agriculture CS, when that agriculture CS talked about investing in Zambia, that wata invest plantation of maize in Zambia. I found that remark to be a bit awkward because when you decide to invest in Zambia, saying that Zambia is cheap in terms of production, that means you will be utilizing the citizens of Zambia to do that plantation, whereas the citizens of Kenya will not benefit. So the country will not benefit from taxations because you will have paid foreigners to do that job in a different country. So there's the issue of taxation, there's the issue of job creation, all those will be lost. So when this government talks about creating jobs and decides to give another country, the citizens of another country to do that job for them, and then they say that it's cheaper, I don't think it's going to be cheaper because first, they will lose on taxation. Second, job creation. And you see, mind you, anytime you employ someone, you must always know that that someone could be employing a maid, a houseboy, or this other houseboy could be feeding a family. So when you employ someone, you know that you're employing like a whole family. So this idea of saying that plantation ifanyike Zambia because they want to lower the high cost of living, I don't buy the idea, I don't support the idea, and nobody should entertain that idea because it is not going to make sense, ladies and gentlemen. So Sifuna has broken these points into 3 as to the reasons why maandamano lazima itafanyika. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no doubt. I can see a mass protest. I can see it around the corner there. I can see demonstrations ziko tu njiani zitafanyika. I think one of the reasons why I think Raila Amolo Odinga rushed to call off that maandamano was not because of just the bipartisan talk. Of course, he gave the bipartisan talk a chance, if at all it's going to solve the ideas. But then the most important thing was because, but at the time he was declaring that Monday was not going to be a mass protest day, there was already plans of the Easter celebration. So Raila did not want to interfere with the Easter celebration too. Raila thought that it was good to protect the Muslims also Eid ambayo itakuwa. So the main fact that there was going to be maandamano and then Muslims are fasting was not okay. So one of the reasons why I think Raila Amolo Odinga called off that maandamano was because of Muslims and the Christians' Easter. So ladies and gentlemen, kindly share out your thoughts below the comment section. Once again, I'd like to urge you to stay safe and stay blessed until we catch up again in our next analysis.